Welcome to the Truman Charities podcast, a community of caring. I am Jamie Truman, your host. I'm one of the co-founders of Truman Charities. Our organization has raised over $1 million for several different charities as we share our message of helping others and paying it forward. We plan to continue to educate our audience on the culture of giving. On this podcast, I will interview fellow charity founders, volunteers, sponsors, and other people in the community who will share their stories. You will hear and be inspired by their selflessness and passion for helping others. Welcome to another episode of A Community of Caring. Don't forget to rate and review this podcast for your chance to win a $50 Amazon gift card and my favorite gratitude journal. Please screenshot your review before you hit submit and send it to me via Facebook at Truman Charities or Instagram at Jamie_Truman Charities. Now let me introduce my guest today, Metro Bethesda Rotary member, Truman Charities supporter, and owner of Nesfield Performance, Tiffany Nesfield. How are you?
I'm doing so well. Thank you so much for having me today.
Well, I'm so glad that you could take the time out to talk to us today. Now, let's get started with your participation with the Spirit Club Foundation. Now, you had selected Spirit Club as a nonprofit partner for your first run walk. What drew you to this organization?
Well, being a Metro Bethesda Rotary member, the director of Spirit Club Foundation was a member as well. And so that's how I first got introduced to them and know they existed. And I was like, this is amazing. So I went over in Kensington to see the facility and just see what they were doing, the amazing stuff that they're doing there. So when it came time to do a fun event, I was like, we got to give back. So we're going to do this for free. How can we raise money? Since we're going to work for free, might as well make people pay for it and give it to someone, right?
Right.
So I was like, a great club that I started even donating before to, I was like, let's do Spirit Club. It aligns with our values. And I think people will really understand why we're doing it and connect. And so,
now for the listeners that don't know about Spirit Club, what exactly is it?
So it's kind of two parts. It's a foundation, and the foundation actually has a location where they provide fitness classes, personal training. This year, they've added swim lessons to people who are disabled and kind of need that help. So they go in at a lesser cost. And it's really important because they don't always have access to those things. And people don't think about that. You know, with my business, people come to me and say, hey, I want to work out. They have the means. They know why. We don't really understand that everyone needs. It's our human right to be able to have access to fitness, and they provide that. So at a great level, really good training there.
Well, I love their mission. Now, can you tell us what the event looked like through the eyes of one of your participants?
I think it was definitely different than a normal 5K.
Okay.
Everyone knows we're coming off of COVID, and the reason why I wanted to even do the event is that I have a lot of athletes who are kind of missing that motivation to train. And they're like, well, I don't have anything going on. There's nothing to train for. And I was like, you know what? We need to do a race. I said, we can do one because it'll be smaller. I live close to Beach Drive. Let's do it, just a fun run and try to get people out. It's not going to be a huge event. And I think it was right after the big surge and things were calming down. So for some, it was just an exciting time to see people, to get to run and be active. And then even, you know, one of the athletes was coming off of a huge injury that could have left them disabled. And I think it really meant something to them. I think it was one of our big sponsors who was like, I want to give back to this organization because they realized how important it was for them when they were in a wheelchair and was trying to get back to doing activity, how easy it was for them to gain weight and for it to come off, and how important it was to have someone to support them in that process. And so for some of them, it really had a closer connection with the event.
Oh, I love that story. Yeah. Now, if somebody was looking to, donate or participate in the Spirit Club, how could they do that?
So they can go to www.spiritclubfoundation.org. Make sure you go to the foundation site because they also have a website for their actual business in Kensington. And on there, like all 501Cs, they have a big donate button. So click it and be ready to spend some money.
great. Oh my gosh. Well, talking about your participation with the Spirit Club, now you started Nesfield Performance that focuses on overall wellness. Can you tell me a little bit about that?
Yeah. So I believe, and it's been mission that, wellness is holistic. A lot of people would come from a fitness and, background, was an athlete, but everything that goes into it to make you perform better is literally all aspects of your life. It's not just the physical. And I feel like a lot of people just think of fitness, it's workout, but it's a lot more. It's what you're eating. It's how your recovery, your social, like everything has an impact. And working at all levels, even a professional, the things that go around you that you see you input into your body really take an effect on your day-to-day living and how you perform. And so being a trainer, starting off working with people, just realizing to see better results, we had to get more into all parts of their life instead of just the physical aspect.
Now, can you tell us about the 5 pillars of performance coaching?
Yes. So our 5 pillars is a little different. It's like, the temple, and it's actually 3 pillars. We use it as a full foundation. So we have a lifestyle, which we put at the top of the pillar, which you need to know first. You need to know your goals. Our lifestyle is, what is your optimal lifestyle? What do you want to do? Or what do you see yourself doing? Or how do you see yourself living when you have no other obstacles in your way? That allows us to dream big and figure out where you want to go and then understand where you are now. From there, to even get that change, we go to the mind. Our mind is a powerful tool. And if we're not ready to make the change, people forget they want to see change, but change has to happen in their life. Sacrifice has to happen for it to actually make anything to actually happen. So people don't understand that. So we need to make sure that they're mentally ready to take that journey, that step forward into what they want to do. And then we move into the other pillars, regeneration. I think this is one of the biggest ones that get missed, is that people understand the importance of sleep, taking care of their body, self-care, massages. I think one of very misleading is that people think of massage for luxury. A lot of our massage is very therapeutic. One common thing I hear is like, that wasn't a massage. And, so I think they have in their mind what they think it is, and they realize, oh, I feel a lot different. I feel rejuvenated. I actually feel a difference. And so whether that's even yoga or just taking some quiet time, regeneration comes in a lot of forms. And then we go into nutrition and what you put in your body. And they say food is medicine. I do believe that. So everything you put in your body, like it allows you to function properly. And so when you don't put good things in your body doesn't function. So if you want to make changes and get to those goals, if you're not putting in the right nutrition, then you're not going to see the results. And then at the core, what we do, but the last thing we focus on is the physicality, like our fitness. We're coming into the gym, whether it's running, cardiovascular health, working out, getting strong. Everything else doesn't matter for the physical part if you don't have everything else first, and that's not in place. And so people struggle to get their results, and they're like, I'm working really hard, but they forget all the other pieces that are really important in seeing the results they want. So that's the reason why we have our 5 pillars. We try to attack each one and make sure that we're creating habits that can facilitate change.
Yeah, I think that's so important what you're talking about, because I find that a lot of people, and even myself included, that you focus on one area. You're like, well, I'm working out, but so I don't see results, but that's it. But you're not sleeping or you're not doing anything else for yourself. So I think that's so important. Now, I'm going to pick your brain a little bit about some of the exact services that you offer that you just kind of talked about a little bit with the 5 pillars. Now, what is your movement therapy?
That's a good question. I love this. I've kind of coined it. People love massage therapy. It is massage, but I call it movement therapy because, like I said before, everyone says, this is not a massage. And really, it's therapy to get you moving better. It's therapy for your body. So I call it movement therapy because you come in, you let me know what's going on. And it's kind of like a puzzle piece. Like, I look at your body, you give me feedback, and then we have an action plan. And not everything happens right away. Some people are like, oh, this is amazing. This is a miracle. I'm like, it's really not. It's just, you need to understand what's going on. I just figured out what you needed, your body needed, and helped it recover. But you're going to need to come back again because our bodies hold memory and everybody wants a quick fix. But it's an opportunity, whether it's chronic or acute injuries. I see people who have frozen shoulder, who just have tight necks. Like everyone, my back hurts with all the stress, everyone has tight neck and shoulders, but I use different techniques, whether it's active release technique, cupping, deep tissue. I'll use some NueroKinetic therapy. So it's testing of your muscles to see if they're functioning properly neurologically. So that helps me assess. So that's also, it's a little deeper of assessing where the body is and figuring out an action plan for me to help you leave better than when you came in.
That makes a lot of sense. Now, I want to know this because I saw this on your site and I've heard a lot about this, but I don't know much about it. And can you tell me the benefits of an infrared sauna?
Yes. So in general, I think a lot of people know that saunas are good for you. There's a lot of research out for cardiovascular health, and people kind of know that's a regular sauna. If you go 3 to 5 times a week, then there's less risk of any heart disease. But with infrared sauna, that reaches your body at a different level. They have, the one that we have is 3 levels. They have mid, far, and near. And so it can help with detoxification, weight loss, immunity, heart health, muscle recovery, a general relaxation, and also anti-aging. So
how often should someone use an infrared sauna?
So we recommend anywhere from 3 to 5 times a week for you to use it and start off slow. So if you're not used to the sauna, 15 minutes, you can do 30. Some people, enjoy longer periods of 45 minutes. You can, what I do like about the infrared is that you can enjoy it longer. Now, if you've ever been in a hot sauna and it's like 210 degrees, it's not that hot. It's actually effective at 110. People still go heavier to 150, 160, but you're actually able to stay in longer to get those benefits.
Oh, that's so interesting. I've wanted to know for so long, so I was so excited to ask you that question. Now, for someone that's starting out in their fitness and their wellness journey, what would be your advice to them, especially now with people, when things are opening up and COVID is, hopefully dying down here. And I've seen that a lot of people have kind of fallen off the wagon, as they say, and unfortunately are having to start their wellness journey all over again. So what would be your advice to them?
Oh, a few things. First off, start slow. I feel like everyone is excited. I want to lose weight. I want to do this. And they're gung-ho, and the excitement gets them wanting to do everything all at once, which even though the 5 pillars, we want to tackle those areas, but it doesn't always happen immediately 100%. Right. So, find little habits, start slow, and then it's okay to make a mistake. I feel like people they figure out what they want to do, and then they mess up, and then they just, I failed, and that's it. Mm-hmm. So it's okay to restart. There's a little, imaginary restart button that you can press and start again, because your body is going to make changes if you give it enough time. Mm-hmm. That's one other thing to just, for the people who started back over, if they haven't seen change before, things take time. We're in a world where we want everything immediately. And countless times, I've been good for 3 days. Why don't I see results? I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, what have you done for 3 days that you see? People, you have college degrees that took 4 years. We've been all these wonderful things that we've done, that we learned how to walk, that take time. Your body, it takes time. It will happen. You just have to be patient.
That's so true. And it is so hard because we get everything so instant now.
Yes.
Everyone wants instant results. Now, I know you talked a little bit about this in the last question that I asked, but I don't know if you have any key mistakes you see people making when they're starting their new fitness routine.
Yeah. So I said starting too fast is definitely one of them, but not making realistic goals. So it's important to make smart goals, so they're measurable, that you set a timeline. And if you don't know how to set your goals, seek help. People want to do it themselves, or I can do this. They feel like it has to be them, either very self-motivated, and they feel like they can't get help from other people. But why not? To be successful, get help. This is not your profession. This is what you're not used to. Get some advice to help make the right goals so that you can be successful. Because when we make these huge goals and we don't get it, we set ourselves up for failure, and then we don't want to go back and attain it. So if we can make small goals, then we can attain them and get excited about the next one. Like, oh, I want to lose 10 pounds and then 2 weeks. And then, I've lost one. I'm like, you lost 2 pounds or one. That's amazing. If you continue to lose 1 or 2 pounds a week, where will you be in 3 months?
Great. Yes.
So, yes.
Okay. So I do have this question for you, and I'm sure that you get this a lot, but most people I talk to, this is their problem. Mm-hmm. So what would your advice to individuals who are doing a great job with their fitness routine, but they cannot seem to control their cravings for processed foods? Like they'll do okay for, 4 or 5 days, and then something will kind of hit and trigger them. And then all of a sudden they can't kind of control their cravings.
So I kind of always go back, because one of our biggest thing is habits. And so creating small habits is called tiny habits. So that's the first thing of like, don't try to make a change that's too huge. Decide, say, example, I love chocolate. And I'm also, know yourself, I'm all in or all out. Like,
okay.
So know that too. Like if you need to take everything away, do it if you can. But if you can't, like, I think everything in moderation.
Okay.
So if, say you're having a lot of processed foods every day, that's fine. Every day you have something and you don't want to get rid of everything. Find a day that, or even a meal, let's go even small. What do you find? I want a meal that I don't want to have any processed food, and be successful at that. Find which meal is easiest for you to do that. So say it's breakfast, because I like to have coffee. I can do eggs, some avocado. I can skip the bread for that meal. Do that so that you can be successful. You want to find something you can do easy, 10 out of 10. And once you create that habit, then you can find, okay, maybe I can do this Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And then it's like, oh, this is pretty easy. Maybe I'll also take it out of my lunch. And then you create a new habit that you want to think about. But once you take everything out and you have to crave, you're depriving yourself of something that you really want, that's when all of a sudden you see it, or you have an event, you go after it and you demolish it all, and then you feel horrible and you're like, well, I messed up anyways. I might as well continue on this path. So that's what we all do. Like, oh, I messed up. Instead of saying, hey, I'm doing this. When I create this habit, then I can reward myself with having something at dinner, because I know I've been doing this, being healthy and doing the right habits for these other places that I've decided to do it. So I believe in moderation. We have a short life, enjoy life, but create the right thing.
That's so smart that you bring that up, because I have a lot of friends and I know a lot of people, and what'll happen is they'll kind of fall off the wagon for one meal, and then they'll say, oh, well, I fell off, so I'm off. And then they just go crazy instead of being like, you know what? It's just one meal and I can jump back on for the rest of the day.
Exactly. We're looking for excuse because we know we want to have those. Exactly. Part of it's looking for excuse to not continue.
Right.
It's like, okay, I can restart. I messed up. It's the whole restart button, and continue doing the right thing.
So important. Now, how do you see for your services? Do you have a location? Do you see people at their homes? How does it work?
So we do a lot of things. We do in-home, so we will come see you in our immediate area. And then we have a location. So we're in Chevy Chase. And during COVID is where we kind of switched our services. So it's really one-on-one. We have a studio where one trainer, one client, maybe 2 clients if you want to do a duo session. And we now even have an outdoor space. So nice pull-up bar with a shed with all this fun equipment, so we can be outdoors with the same typical gym equipment, other than machines, more functional training. And we also do the massages here at the location. So we can meet you. And the last thing we do is virtual. So not everyone's ready to come in So we still do virtual training, which we started during COVID. Actually, some people have started to hybrid because they do enjoy the less travel or it's convenient for certain days. So they'll come in for one session, do virtual for the other. So we've been pretty flexible. I think we cater to a lot of people's needs as far as fitness.
Oh, that's great. I love that it's very flexible and it works for everyone. So you either come and see you guys or you guys actually can come see us.
Yes.
Or we can even do virtual. So that's fantastic. But I want to know a little bit about your upcoming event that you have, a field day. What is that? When is it? Tell me everything.
Okay, I will. So this is a fun event. We didn't obviously do it last year. Our first year was the year before. And I was really big on field day when I was a kid.
I loved it too.
That was the highlight. I was a runner. I used to carry his button to run. We were in our whole school. And I was like, oh my gosh. I was like, we're really big kids at heart. Why can't we do this as an adult?
I love this idea.
So I was like, we need to have an adult field day. And as usual, I'm like super excited about it. We're like, huh? I'm like, we're going to do this. We're doing this. They're like, I can. I'm like, all ages. It doesn't matter. 70-year-old clients, we're going to have fun. It's going to, be a variety of different events. So that's pretty much what we're doing. Going to a park, probably changing the location this year. We're inviting NP clients, friends of NP clients. We just want to have fun, especially it's going to be in the fall. It'll be great weather. We're hopefully, we're already 70% vaccination. So I think it'd be just a fun time to be active. We always have food there. I love I love food. So you can't have fun without food. So come be active and then have food afterwards. And we always find
maybe one or two of the events that you're going to have.
So we also have like the obstacle course and the relay at the end. That will always be the last thing that we got to compete in. And then we have fun stuff like egg toss or water balloon toss. Different things like that. We even bring in some of the fitness equipment. So like we have Vipers, we have like a Viper flip. So little races, things that people may be used to training and they can bring it over to the field, but then also fun, easy stuff that anybody can win. Crab walk, like all the fun things that you haven't done in a long time.
Very long time. This is bringing me back to elementary school and I love it. Now I'm excited. So I'm definitely going to come. Now, how would myself and the other listeners, how do we sign up?
So we don't have the sign up just yet. But I did want to mention Outrun Gravity. They're in Virginia. They've actually made adult field day like a regular thing. So we decided to partner with them. Okay. So I feel like we're taking it up a notch because they did this all before COVID of these fun adult games. So you can go to our website. You can email us if you're like, hey, I don't want to miss this opportunity. Please let us know. Send us an email at info@nesfieldperformance.com. But we will be sending email blast. We will have it on our Instagram. You'll be able to find out more information. We will make sure we let everyone know.
Now, I absolutely love your company because you guys look at the overall wellness of someone, as we were talking about, not just looking at one specific area of them. Now, if somebody wanted to come in, so I'm sure some of our listeners are going to want to come in and get kind of an overall, what do you call it? Like a look at them, right?
Yeah, we do. We call performance coaching assessment.
Perfect. So we actually, how do they sign up for this? How do they get in touch with your company?
Okay, so same, you can call. So 240-292-9623. You can email us at info@nesfieldperformance.com. You can even send us a DM. They say, catch me on the DM at Instagram at Nesfield Perform. And let us know you're interested, just so you have an idea of what we offer in our assessment. Everything we talked about with the 5 pillars. We have a form we have you fill out to start thinking about these things so we understand what you want in detail. Maybe you don't even know what you want just yet, because a lot of people are like, I'm not sure. So to get your creative juices thinking of why am I seeing them? What can they offer me? And what changes that I want to make. And then we just get the full detail of your lifestyle and what you're doing now. And then we do the full gamut. We get your body fat, your weight, general doctor stuff. And then we do a functional movement screen. We want to see how you're moving. We do a posture analysis. And then even if we need to, we'll do some NueroKinetic therapy. So we'll test some muscles if we know that there's something going on. With some of the information you give us before, we'll go into detail. And then from there, we kind of discuss what our next moves are. We give you some suggestions of what we think is best for you in making those goals in the time that you want. And we try to be really realistic with people and not give them, oh, you can do this and, in this amount of time. But we want people to make lifestyle changes. So we're not the gamut of, hey, just quickly lose this weight and that's it. We want you to be happy and know that like you're doing something like, oh my gosh, I didn't realize I can do this now. Like this is it. Like really feel like I've made a huge lifestyle change that's going to make a difference every day, that you learn, get more body awareness, because I feel that's one thing that for me, a personal favorite is that I would love everyone to have more body awareness. I wish we could teach that from the beginning.
Yes.
So, yeah.
It's so true. It's so very important. And I love everything that you're doing, for the community and what you're doing in your business, just overall, just helping people. And, I really admire everything that you do. So one more time before I let you go, can you just tell us your website and maybe your social media handles and your email just one last time for people?
Yes. So you can check our website at www.nesfieldperformance.com, social media at Nesfield Perform or at Tiffany Nesfield. That's my personal one. And you can email us at info@nesfieldperformance.com. And lastly, if you'd like to text or call, please call us at 240-292-9623.
Oh gosh. Well, thank you again, Tiffany, so much. I love everything that you're doing. And thank you to all of the listeners for tuning in to another episode of A Community of Caring. Until next time, everyone. If you would like to learn more about our organization, please follow us on Facebook at Truman Charities or Instagram at Jamie_Truman Charities, or check out our website, trumancharities.com. I hope you enjoyed listening and hearing stories of selflessness and caring. Thank you so much, and I will see you next time.